Karnes store and
Go ahead.
protest.
Okay.
Well, we already had somebody research back 50 years ago.
Well, but what needs to be done to this third one is finding out how it got to that stage. If it was by prescription, which it may be by prescription, maintained it, whether it was once a year, once every 5 years, or whatever, that may be how it
Hey,
happened.
you had fun. You call me, or leave a message while I'm gone. You also said, you had fun?
If they find out they only for the position to have it closed, just why didn't anything from you know?
He's gonna have to attend another meeting on the 11th, so I told him I would find it. But Commissioner Yauer has to leave. Yeah, he has another meeting to attend at 11 o'clock. It's gonna report to you.
Hey guys, as far as the road, I met with the engineer out there, just kind of doing a preliminary survey. The only topic we talked about out there was resurfacing the road. Start, stops, pins, none of that was ever brought to the subject.
On County Road.
On 362. All they want to know was how we want the road, if they rebuild it, or if it even goes in.
Gotcha.
And I told them, if there's a driveway or anything up there, everything's gonna come to the commissioner's court to approve, because if they go beyond 45 feet to take that standard, then it's up to commissioner's court. Most likely you put curbing in there, build your entrance, and whatever it's gonna take. The guy didn't even know how much property, he didn't know really what was going on. All we talked about was the surface of the road. And I told him I want that, if possible, top. That way there'd be no maintenance, no damage.
It's true.
And as far as that, that's all that was brought to the road bridge.
That was it.
So, I mean, your design and everything, that's beyond me, you got it. I've never even seen it.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank y'all so much.
All right,
for
thank
your
y'all very,
time.
very much for
Appreciate
coming by.
anything y'all can do.
Yeah, we'll help you out as much as we possibly can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to item number 6, reading of the minutes. You did it? I'm kind of losing one already. There's not that,
Did you want to talk on number 14? Okay, so we'll wait till then.
moving along to number 7, review and correct Commissioner's Court minutes.
We shall step out in the hall, please, report once we have meetings, so if you want to talk business, please step out in the hall.
Thank you. Item number 7, review and or correct Commissioner's Court minutes for the month of February. Motion to accept minutes after review and or correction. Can I have a motion?
I have a motion to approve the minutes.
Been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passed. Okay. Item number 9, open advertised bids as advertised by County Attorney Herb Hancock for mineral leases. Arthur Judge Shaw, County Attorney Herb Hancock. Don't make fun of my glasses, they're broken. Oil, gas, and mineral proposal, Karnes County of Karnes. Get the letter in there, right? We have one here from Brandon Krim, Independent Petroleum Landman, 395 Jones Road, Rutherford, Texas, 76088. Return. There you go.
Commissioner, could we give all of those proposals to the county clerk for filing, and then I'll look at them if y'all open them?
Okay, sure.
Where
So
we've
you
got
want
a
to go,
record of them,
you want to go to Carol first and then to you?
please. I'll just look at them in her office.
Okay. No problem. Yeah, go ahead, please. I was gonna bring a letter over here. Nobody with a knife.
Probably not sure.
This one is applicant Marathon Oil, EF LLC, address 5555 San Felipe, Houston, Texas 77056. This one is from Griffith Land Service Incorporated, 118 North Main, Suite B, Victoria, Texas, 77901.
Are they all at the same rate, James? The lease amount?
I was gonna just hand them over to you. I can look at them if you want to go through them, it doesn't have to. Three of them.
Commissioner, may we also ask that y'all designate one of the commissioners that's been here this morning to sign for the commissioner court?
Sure.
Have a designation, you want to go officially from here.
25%. Which one do you want to designate?
Your agenda item doesn't say.
This other stuff that works for the judges.
Your agenda item doesn't say this is open advertised bids. It doesn't say accept releases. Or accept release.
Maybe look at them, and then if
Sir?
we need to, maybe look at them, and if we need to, we can put them on the next agenda.
Yes.
For accepting them, but let us look at them first.
Okay, they're open, hand them to Carol, now you're gonna look at them, so we're done with number 9. Moving along to number 10, discuss, approve, disapprove to change bank from Ball City National Bank to Karnes County National Bank for county attorney hot check issues.
This request is made in an effort to try to save a little money. It costs us about $250 a month to go back and forth to Fall City. and the county is not part of the county's contract. We just requested that we be allowed to use a local bank, that we can deposit all of the money that we receive every day on a daily basis, not keep any money in our office. That's the reason for that request. If y'all can do that for me. Sure.
I'm move that we approve county attorney to change the bank from Fall City National to Orange County National Bank for the attorney and hot check issue. I say.
Been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None.
May I also address number 12 and get that out of the way where I do that for you?
Okay, we're at 11 next. You want to skip 11 and go to 12?
Could we do that, please?
Sure. Item number 10 passes, moving along to number 12. Discuss, approve, disapprove the reimbursement of $2,351.25 to the county for the fiscal year 2013 budget year out of the hot check fee fund of the county attorney's office. Excess payments to the part-time hot check secretary were due to lack of a full-time secretary. Requesting permission for a written agreement to be prepared and signed by the Commissioners Court reflecting this sets of facts. Hang on.
May we, I just request that I be allowed to pay the county that amount of money back, and I need a written agreement from the Commissioners Court to the county attorney's hot check fee fund authorizing that movement of funds. I'll prepare a letter for you and have it at the next meeting for your approval, where I can get the money to pay the county back for its overage. That's the only reason for that.
I'll make a motion to approve that 12. Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes.
Commissioner number 11 is also have my name on it, Commissioner Albert Jones is here. If you have any questions on that.
Okay, no problem. Moving along to item number 11. Thank you. Discuss, approve, disapprove correction of claim deed by and between Eleanor Pavelic, Beatrice, Sally Pavelic, C. Pavelic, Moy, Rose Pavelic, Lambert, John Pavelic, Edna Pavelic, Ulig, Fabian Pavelic, Lillian Pavelic, Moy, Alvin Pavelic, Jeremy Pavelic Jr. and Alvin Beatrice, herein after in Karnes County, Texas, hereinafter called grantee.
Okay, this is just a correction deed that was done back in '82, a little bit on the description. And this is a deed, and the Pavelic family deeded those lots to the county. And it was just, it needs to have a correction on the description. And so we just need to get it signed.
Just need approval on it.
Yes.
Herb, you're happy with it?
Yes, and what I asked that the Commissioner Court do on this one and the one before that is authorize somebody on the Commissioner Court that's here today to sign these documents in number 12 and number 11 both, if you don't mind.
So you want to go back to number 12 and put that in?
Just authorize somebody to sign as Commissioner today for all of the documents.
Yeah, I can just sign it.
Okay. As long as y'all, do we have a designated individual?
I'll make a motion we approve item 11 as listed. A second.
It's been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes. On this one, where do we have to sign it? Where do I have to sign this? Not just through them, but I couldn't find it.
Karnes County.
Where exactly, Al? You want to show me here? I'm sorry. Where exactly? That's the only place that I have to sign right there. Yeah, that's all. That's all you need? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Sorry about it.
Maybe file that with the county clerk.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Yes.
gonna hand it to them.
Okay, well, I didn't bring my notary book or my seal, so I'll have to go get it now.
When you come back.
Is that okay?
Go with Carol.
Is that all right?
Sure.
Fine with me.
Sure, no problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Down to item number 11, right? Item number 13, presentation discussion of racial profiling and 4-year comparison by Karnes County Sheriff's Office.
I'm gonna hand you a copy of this that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
For our racial profile. If we look on the 3-page report, as far as the traffic stops that the sheriff's office had, for a number of motor vehicle stops for the year was 1,304. From 1,304 traffic stops, we were arrested and also ticketed. As far as race in the city, we had 51 Africans that we made contact with, 0 Asians, 585 Caucasians, 670 Hispanics, 4 Middle Eastern, and 0 Native Americans. As far as making contact with our traffic stop before knowing their race, 6 they knew that, the race they were in, 1,304 they didn't. Searches conducted, we were, with traffic stops, we were given the 25 traffic stops that they let us search vehicles, 1,205 were noticed. We also were given the consent to search, 25 advised yes, and 0 gave a total of 25. If you go to this other page here, we broke it down with the citations. In 2010, 642 citations were issued. In 2011, 1,042 citations were issued. In 2012, 1,617 citations were issued. In 2013, 1,310 citations were issued. All these citations were traffic stops come from the Karnes County Sheriff's Office
Not,
for the year.
not DPS, just.
Not even, this is just us. And this was sent to the Texas Commission of Law Enforcement. That's every year we have.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all very much.
Item number 14, discuss, approve, disapprove evaluation of designated bond rolls and revised selection of bond rolls report. Shaw and Michael Walker.
Okay, bond roads, we went over there, we're doing every bond road that was put on the list. But what we're doing is we're cutting limits on it. We're taking those limits and we are gonna move them. And we're moving to where there's residents. And we reviewed, we kind of used the number 12, 15, and this is all estimated cost because we don't have nothing but the $50,000 a mile is what it's costing us to do the roads right now. So we figure the roads that we're looking at proposing on is 148 on 181, 1.5 miles east, and 127 north 239, County Road 134, 127 south, 1 mile, 189, FM 2626, 1.5 miles west, 390, 887, 1 mile north, 229, FM 887, to County Road 237, and 237 from East Meyer Bridge, 1.5 miles north. The 256 from County Road 233 to FM 887. That puts it on the average about 12 miles. And what we did was we reduced the mileage on a lot of these bond roads, but we are doing the bonds. And I'll be getting with Luana to make sure our monies are getting as close as we can get them. And
127, is that the one that was down?
yes, sir. That one, we're gonna go back in there and put the base. And what we're looking at, if everything works right, it's gonna be a little slow ride, but we're gonna see if we can start to pave a little bit of these roads so that people can actually get out without tracking mud all over everything. And then settle the dust situation. But this is all future plans. We've got to move forward, we've got to start somewhere. So this is where I figured we'd start.
So Mike, are these roads that you're doing the new proposal on, are those roads originally on the bond proposal? They are new
No,
additions?
these are new additions, but we are doing all of the bond roads that were already assigned. A good example, we'll use 141 as a good example. The bond mileage was 4.3 miles. We're looking at only doing 1.7 miles because it goes all the way down to a plant and goes to County Road 142. And there's nothing beyond that. So what we're doing is taking the difference of that and moving it to the proposed where, we've got residents, dust, anything we can control on that.
So what you're proposing is you're not changing of the original
No.
approved miles, you're just
Adding,
adding and
well, we're adjusting.
decreasing
Yeah, we're adjusting.
on the county roads that are
And the
necessary.
roads that I mentioned are gonna be the roads that I'm looking to add with the differences of what we're taking away. And the money should be the same. There's nothing that should change in it except for cost. We went from, well, it started out at about 40,000, then it went to 45,000, we're at 50,000 a mile. And April, they're talking about going up again, so we'll probably look at about $60,000 a mile is what it's averaging to get the material down.
Jim, I had someone sign up to speak on that item, and I didn't let you know before.
Oh, that's fine.
discussing it. Did you want to talk, Ms. Ivers?
I just wanted, did you, or was it my wishful thinking, did you say 148?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you from Commissioner's Court.
I'm on
You're
there.
awesome, you're number one.
I don't have to talk unless you want to hear me.
No, that's the one thing we did, is we talked with Mike, and then, we wanted to look at the roads that were special need vehicles, bus routes, and really heavy residents. And it's not gonna be the whole road, but it'll be the road past to where nothing, there's no further resident
Like
past that
where the
point.
Chandlers have that.
Well, what it is your road will start at 181 and go all the way down to the power lines. Because after the power lines,
Okay,
there's
that's
nothing
far
out there.
enough.
Yeah.
And that's what we looked at. We looked at all
And that's-
little issues.
And that should control your dust and everything.
Right.
Very good.
We're sorry, we listen to input, we actually do.
It's a nice thing to say.
You can still say it if you want.
I would like to.
No. And we do, it's like I say, I live on a county road, I eat dust just like all of y'all. We're on a bond road right now, we're on 104, and we've got massive rain over there. And last week we heard about the disposal, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this isn't a good time to say anything about 104 because they're putting us in, but it's on the bond, and we're gonna continue doing what we do. And we're stopping and skipping to where it benefits. I think, from Geisler's to Chicken Creek Road. That we've done a lot of work on, and we're gonna go back and spot it, but we're gonna make it a nice road. We're on 104 across the
What
road.
if you live on a road that was one of the asphalt roads that was plowed up, but you don't mention it?
We
Because,
did, 127. That's
I don't
one of
live
the
on
ones that got
127.
plowed up and choked, that's the horse.
yeah, but I live on a road that was asphalt too, that was plowed up. So, I mean, I'm just asking what the future is for those roads, because you keep
we're
grading them and you're
looking
just
at-
pushing the asphalt into the bar ditch.
No, we're trying real hard not to do that, let me tell you.
Well, yeah, I'm telling
But,
you. it's
I don't know,
And we
I'm
just
new
turn
to
it
all
into
these
washboard.
roads. Like Ronnie said, we got 546 miles out there.
Well, I
and
understand,
right
I'm just
now-
asking if it was asphalt, what are you planning?
Well,
on
what
doing?
was asphalt, we're hoping to put back asphalt. That's what my future is, well, put it this way, my future is everything will be asphalt. Shelby and I have talked about it, and James, we mentioned it, even when we got in there, before I even came here. I said, we don't need an engineer or anything for dirt roads, you need to get somebody in here to get the pavement down. And that's where we're at, we're starting with the material. We've got to put limestone down. Without limestone, we'll be in the same boat we've been.
That's right, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that limestone's good in the beginning, but if it gets water on it, like
That's
you said,
right,
tracks
it is-
out on the road.
right.
That's where I refer to it as chip seal, and that's probably not the right technical term, but Goliad has their roads, and they tar them and they rock, and they do that
Yeah,
about
they
every
do a
5
two-course
years.
on it, right.
And, it's not a road designed to hold up to the truck traffic, but there's a
Right.
lot of roads, I think, at least in our area, that don't get that truck traffic.
And see, what I'm looking at is everybody says, well, it's a high dollar maintenance. It
No.
is high dollar, but you look at,
It's not compared to blade.
Yeah, we'll look at blading and then you look at soil stabilization. That's $10,000 a mile, and in
That's right.
3 months it's gone.
Right,
I can't see spending $10,000.
right.
Sorry, so asphalt, it holds everything in place and it's a done deal, you know, and then first year you might have to go back and shoot at city court and they put on a 5-year program and then every 5 years unless otherwise it needs it, you know, then that roads will last forever.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's gonna take a while. And I've got, good example, I've got 8 blades, 3 of them are sitting in the shop, transmissions.
Well, it's expensive.
Great, I mean-
Sammy Smith said that before your time.
Yeah.
We were over there in the old courthouse. He said that's the most expensive way to maintain these roads that there is.
And we're hoping that we can find through RDO and all the other machine companies here, they're all working with me in order to get something, even if we gotta lease something to where we can get something on the road. Hey, I wanna keep all these roads bladed as much as we can. So, we'll see how all that works out. Anyway, yes, this is all I need, and got your approval on this. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve item 14, and do this to road number 3.
Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Ms. Eisner still wants to do her, speech, please, she signed up.
It'll be reworded, of course.
Yeah, that's fine.
I couldn't be here last week because I was sick and had a cold. But I did watch it on YouTube. When I can't be here, I'm watching it on YouTube because I'm trying to keep everybody on their toes. The only thing I can say is thank you very much for doing this for us. I just really appreciate it. I just want to tell one little story about the determination when it comes to working with your officials, city officials, county officials. Back when I lived in LA, I lived in a little suburb of LA. Tom Bradley had just been voted in as mayor of Los Angeles, and these little towns were under the jurisdiction of Los Angeles. Well, my daughter was in school, my mother-in-law was she had a nursery school in her home for children, and we decided we had to pay somebody, might as well pay my mother-in-law. And she was complaining about having to walk my daughter to school, which was only a block to the crossing guard and then another block to the school. The dogs were running the street, and I said, well, have y'all called animal control? Everybody on the street is called animal control. And they keep saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I said, okay, I'll call the mayor's office. I did. I didn't get to talk to the mayor, but I talked to his assistant, Dodo Meyer, not to be confused with Edie Meyer of Washington, D.C. fame. I'm telling you, the next day there wasn't a dog on the street. A few weeks later, the dog started running the street again. I called animal control. And they said, well, it's going to be about 2 weeks before we can get out there. And I said, well, I guess I'll call the mayor's office again. Next day, no more dogs. But that's how determined I always am. And I didn't expect it to happen this fast, but I really, really, really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Item number 15, discuss, consider action coordinating with San Antonio River Authority on March 29, 2014 to conduct hazardous household cleanup. This event will be held at the Karnes County Junior Livestock Showground located at 1480 County Road 345 across from the Otto Kaiser Hospital from 9 to 12 noon.
Actually, it's supposed to be 8 to 12 noon. She's with San Antonio River Authority. San Antonio River Authority has been a yearly project with them. They partnered with us and whoever else they can get to help to offset the cost. So, Julian.
This is, as Commissioner Reed said, a yearly event that we like to hold. We partner with Marathon Oil here in Karnes County. We actually try to hold these events twice a year. It's an opportunity for residents to bring waste they can't really dispose of, and get disposed of properly, take tires, pharmaceuticals, paint, oil, electronics, and it's a free event for all residents of the county.
And they'll take tires.
Tires,
I've talked with the sheriff's office, they'll be able to take custody of the medication. You got any expired medication, they'll take them. And you'll take any type of, say, medical supplies, like they have old,
right. We have all these flyers here, but we pet meds, vitamins, inhalers, pills, treatment patches. I don't believe that we take syringes. No sharp things like syringes or needles. And then on the tire side, no trailer tires and no tractor tires, just regular like weight car tires.
Joe, can you help us advertise that in the papers?
We'll get her. And then the only thing that we're needing is if we can get some assistance from the bridge crew.
I've talked with them, they're gonna provide staff.
How many, 4, 5? Same as last year.
Yeah, and I've also contracted with company for a 30-yard roll off. I'll move that we approve Karnes County as number 15 is presented. Except for the time 8 to 12.
Okay, with that change, it's been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes.
Thanks again.
Okay, item number 17, discuss, approve, disapprove addition of PSI ID number 10032789486448300 North Brown Street, Karnes City, Texas, to the electric meter participating with direct energy through TASB contract ID number 1215834. If approved, authorize county judge to execute amendment. Arthur Dubnik or the one.
When we started using the building location 119 North Market, that was inadvertently left off of our amendment to the contract, which was done in October of 2012. I just made a motion by the court and authorizing you to add that EISD to our delay.
Okay. Presented.
And I make a motion with approve number 17 as presented.
I second. Been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Where are they? Right here. Thank you. Sit on item number 17. Item number 18, discuss, approve, disapprove amendment to the commercial electricity service agreement dates 10/18/12 between Direct Energy Business LLE and Karnes County, which reduces the cost per kilowatt from .05926 to .05901, a reduction of .00025 per kilowatt, effective with the first full meter read occurring after July 31st, 2014. If approved, authorize county judge to execute. Arthur Commissioner Dubnik and Luana.
TASB, the Texas Association of School Boards, of which we are a participating member for our electrical service, has negotiated a lower rate as indicated in this item. To join and be part of that lower rate, we have to accept the amendment to the service agreement.
I make a motion to approve item 18 is listed and authorize the manager to
Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Item number 19, discuss, approve, disapprove contracting with Communication Systems International LLC, DBA CIS for the fire alarm monitoring service at 210 West Calvert, Karnes City, Texas. If approved, authorize county judge to execute agreement. Arthur Commissioner Dubnik for the one test.
This is the contract for monitoring the fire alarm service that we've been talking about for several months. He erroneously signed the initial contract. He can't do that. It has to be by action of the Commissioner's Court. And so I have a new sales agreement for the actual equipment, which is $787.85. $1,200.85. I believe that was installed last week. It needs court approval and signature by the setting judge. And then I also have the sales agreement for the monthly monitoring service, which is $35, which also needs action of approval by court and signature. I understand that there are concerns about the monitoring and whether it will be adequate or not. We're going to have to look at this, I think, for our next budget year, because there are only the fire alarms and the smoke alarm, from what I understand, is only at this end of the building. So if something happens down here, we won't know about it until the smoke gets here, so we could be totally ruined by that time. But for the time being, this sales agreement for the equipment, it's a purchase of the equipment, the $787.85, but the monthly monitoring we can end at the end of the budget year if necessary.
I move to approve number 19,
It's been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Item number 20, discuss, approve, disapprove payment of required financial match funds pertaining to Texas CDBG contract number 72911 to either Lanford Community Management Services, $8,291.82, or to the state, $7,916.82, or to Commissioner Dubin for the water transfer.
This goes back to a CDBG grant 728115 that goes back to 2008, I believe. We were quite delinquent in getting this project done, and to be able to close it out, we have to supply a match. We have the option of either refunding money to the state in the amount of $7,916.82 off that grant to be able to close it, or we can pay a cash match to Langford and Associates of $8,291.82 that therefore would show us expending the total grant funds without a refund. So it's up to the court to decide whether they want to show the entire grant money spent with a payment to Langford Management Services of $8,291.82. If they want to refund part of the grant funds in the amount of $7,916.82.
Show the whole grant spent, right?
It would probably benefit Karnes County
In the long run, right, to show the whole grant, that we spent the whole grant.
So what I need on that is action and authorization to make that expenditure.
I'll make a motion that we approve payment of required financial match funds pertaining to the grant contract number 729115 to Langford Community Management Services in the amount of $8,291.82, and that will close out the grant.
I'll second that.
Then made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Item number 21, open, discuss, award bid for lease purchase of a 2014 smooth drum vibratory compactor with the following specs: ROPS canopy 84-inch steel drum, hydrostatic drive, no spin differential, and bolt-on pad foot kit. Arthur, Commissioner Dubin for Solano County. We have 4 bids. Myself, right? No, I haven't. First one's from RDO Equipment Company. It says estimated conversion price $121,328. one's from Holt. 3302 Southwest White Road, San Antonio. Equipment value, $131,715. Roscoe Equipment Company, 1042 Southeast Loop 410, San Antonio. Price 108 with extended warranty, if that's a nose, I'm not sure, but the total is 112,873. Mike, we're gonna give you some time to look these over right now, after I open them up. Give you 5-10 minutes to look them over and then come with a recommendation to the court.
Judge, on that one, we gotta look at that lease number,
Okay.
the monthly lease number.
Yeah, that's why I want you to go ahead and give, Ronnie can look at them, and I'm gonna give you 5 or 10 minutes, we're gonna keep going with the court, and y'all look at them, and then come back with a recommendation. JCB, out of South Texas, San Antonio, Texas, prepared by Jacobo Rodriguez. Total cash price for Kennedy, Texas, $115,000.
This is for lease purchase, correct?
Mike, do you mind looking at these? Okay, y'all can look at them and come back with a recommendation to us. The court's gonna give them 5-10 minutes or whatever they need to look that over. We're gonna move over to item number 22. Discuss, approve, disapprove joint election agreement between Falls City ISD and Karnes County to assist in the administration and performance of duties related to the Falls City ISD May 10, 2014 school board and bond election. If approved, authorize county judge to sign on behalf of Karnes County. Arthur Karen Alvia.
Okay. On that particular election agreement, Falls City ISD has asked us to conduct election day. They will be doing early voting, and in the contract also is doing the programming through Hart Intercivic, because obviously we have to do it through them for the machines. And so on the estimate that I gave them, that will be passed through billing. So whatever Hart bills us for that particular item, we'll bill to them. And then when we're finished with all the other charges that we're going, because we are going to charge them, for using equipment, and they'll need to pay for the advertisement for the logic and accuracy test, which is required. And they'll pay for everything. If I have to, they've asked us to go ahead and hire their judges, so they'll agree on whatever rate, and that's how I'll hire the judges at. So all of that will be passed through, and then we'll get that 10% administrative fee added to the contract as well.
I make a motion to approve item 22.
Second.
It's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes. That was item number 22.
And I did lay a copy of each of these agreements on your table, and then also over there. I didn't know if it needed to be attached to the minutes or for one, but I also emailed them to them. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Item number 23, discuss, approve, disapprove joint election agreement between Karnes City ISD and Karnes County to minister, perform duties related to the Karnes City ISD May 10, 2014 school board and bond election.
Okay, Karen?
If approved, authorize county judge to sign on behalf of Karnes County, Arthur Karen.
Sorry, no, I apologize for that. Karnes City ISD has asked us to hold their election for them in full. So they're asking, I would be the early voting clerk, and early voting would be held in my office here. Again, they're going to be paying for that time. We'll probably hire a deputy early voting clerk. so that myself and my staff do not have to worry about that. From what I've heard from Carol, that she's handled it in the past, and it's been really light traffic, but I just want to make sure that we're prepared for that and that they're paying all of those costs for their election. And they are paying for lease of the equipment, obviously, too. And again, the billing will be pass-through billing for the ballot programming through PART, so we won't pay any of those fees, and again, the 10% we have.
I'll make a motion to approve item 23.
Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. That was item number 20. Item number 24, discuss, approve, disapprove election equipment contract between Rungy ISD and Karnes County to lease equipment and order supplies and ballot programming for the Rungy ISD May 10, 2014 school board and bond election. If approved, authorize county judge to sign on behalf of Karnes County Auditor Karen O'Neill.
On that particular one, Rungy ISD has only asked to lease our voting equipment. They're aware of the type of equipment we have. They came down, looked at it. They know what we have to offer, and they are wanting to utilize that both for early voting as well as for election day, but they will be holding their own elections, getting their own individuals to work and whatever else they need. So what we'll be doing for them is working hard, obviously, for the programming. We also will be charging the $25 per machine per day, and then the extra 10% administrative fee will be on the next one.
Make a motion to approve item 24 is listed.
Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Item number 24. Moving to item number 25. Discuss, approve, disapprove election equipment contract between City of Karnes City and Karnes County to lease equipment and order supplies and ballot programming for the Karnes City May 10, 2014 city election. If approved, authorize county judge to sign on behalf of Karnes County Auditor Karen O'Neill.
The city does have an election. The reason they have to hold the election is they have two candidates for mayor, otherwise they would have been okay, because all of their city council, I think, just refiled and no one's running against them. And anyway, same as Rungy ISD, we are not running their election. They are running their own election. We are only assisting in overall administration of the election and offering the lease of the machines, $25 per machine per day, depending on, that'll be charged, depending upon what they use, and the programming through HART, as well as any supplies that they need. Same, pretty much the same as Rungy. I don't think there's any difference between those two contracts. And again, 10% again.
I'll make a motion to approve item 25 is listed.
Second.
Been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Item number 25.
I brought all of the original contracts. Should I have you sign them, or should I just go ahead and get the judge to sign them? I don't.
I can sign them all.
I think we sign them and we'll have them filed with the county clerk.
Yeah, did you bring 2 copies of each?
I didn't, no, I just
He
brought
can,
the copies.
he can sign the copy and I can take that for minutes. And then you're gonna take the originals that he signed.
Which is?
Those are the originals on the very back last page of each one for the county. Do you want me to sign these copies? I'm also willing to just email you to sign once, which is easier.
Probably just have those.
Knock you down.
Sign the copy.
And Lana, I will email you. Yes. Second.
Item number 26, tax collector's report. Yeah.
Okay. For the month of February, for the county, taxes collected for the month of February, $1,615,130.52. Year-to-date collected $10,719,711.04 for a collection rate of 97.4%. That was on the current taxes. And the delinquent for February for the county, $2,119.59. Year-to-date, $53,486.87 for a collection rate of 23.26%. Road and Bridge for February current roll, this month, excuse me, for the month of February, $324,673.09. Year-to-date, $2,159,200.78 for a collection rate of 97.41%. Delinquent for the month of February, Road and Bridge, $394.93. Year-to-date, $11,264.40 for a collection rate of 31.58%. Rural Fire for the month of February, current tax roll collected, $156,715.29. Year-to-date, $1,043,051.97 for a collection rate of 97.38%. Delinquent taxes for February for rural fire, $211.37. Year-to-date, $5,922.37 for a collection rate of 32.2837%.
Brenda, with the upcoming, before the budget year gets here, can you play some what-if scenarios with Purdue? Can they, I guess what I'm thinking about is one is that we're gonna go into the TERS this time, or this coming budget year, whatever. Can you can they estimate what how that's gonna affect us tax-wise? I mean, what it'll do?
Yeah, I'll talk to Mr. Banks.
Because, I mean, I know you can't set the values yet, but when I'm not asking for the value, maybe they can estimate the values at the current time, what we have for last year, just to give us a number, and then project, just make a number, just, another number with increase, what it would do, for the next budget year.
In other words, how much more road and
Yeah.
bridge is gonna get
Yeah.
out of the TERS.
The reason I want to do that is to affect us to help, when we start doing the budget, we'll have a good number for road and bridge and not be scrambling at the last minute to do it. Maybe they're doing it already for some other counties, I don't know.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Item number 27, discuss, examine, approve, disapprove treasurer's report. All right.
I put a copy on everybody's desk yesterday, but I did not include the investments.
Yeah, I'm separating.
Judges.
Yeah, I'll separate.
How much is it? And there should be a signed one on Barbara's desk. But I signed already on my report. There's two of them.
Should be here, or the one you just handed us?
No,
It was already here?
here, yes. I can sign that one, that's not big. Yes. So there's one that you need to sign, and then there's one that the other commissioners need to sign. And that goes to Carol. Just those two sheets and put Carol on that.
This one right here, this one here? Okay. Yeah, these two right
Yes,
here.
yes.
made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None, motion passes. Move on to item number 27.
And just to let y'all know, they did come Saturday to clean our building. The King Carpet did. They got there at 9 o'clock in the morning, they come 9 o'clock at night. It looks very good, y'all need to come look at it. Yeah, it smells good too. They did a very good job.
Pass it. This is gonna go to Carol, right?
Yes.
Yep. You just need the 2 sheets, or do you need everything else?
No, I gave her a copy of the report,
Okay.
so.
Give it. Take it.
Yes.
As you get ready to compare these bids that were turned in, was there a specific requirement in the bids for a certain amount of warranty or not? Have y'all considered the amount of warranty, since maintenance is a huge cost in this? If someone has a better warranty, perhaps a better machine.
That's the recommendation they're coming forth with to us. Thank you, sir. What item was that, Michael? It's on 21, right? So we're gonna move back to item, you ready? Okay, we're gonna move back to item number 21. This one right here.
Good warranty.
And the reasons that this one, y'all,
They can afford it in our lease and total cost is within reason.
the warranty is just as good on these or better? The warranties, they're equal to warranties.
What is the warranty period?
Warranty 5 years, 5,000 hours, extended powertrain and hydraulic component coverage. It's $41.95. This one,
And that one, total will be, it's right there.
100,000.
112,526.
Okay, what do you?
That'll be the lease.
But the lease.
Yes, because we got 6 months, we only got $21,000 to play with, and that falls in that $21,000.
I got you. Okay.
So that's why we're able to do this, as long as we can stay within that number. If we exceed them, let's do it. So,
Okay, so it'll be the one with Romco, but we're gonna be leasing it for 11,596.
and then we have the option to buy it in October.
Okay.
So if it breaks, we're not buying it.
Yeah, I know what that is.
It's got the pad foot with it.
Yeah, it's got the shell.
Yep.
That's one thing that was included.
All the specs are exactly the same on all the
For the whole specs.
this one. Okay, I'll go with y'all's recommendation on it. If you want to, this is, this motion to play. And when we make it on, it's gonna be for the 11,200, what is it? For the lease, right?
Right. Yeah, we didn't add and change and stuff, we just did roundabout figures, so.
I move that we approve the Romco bid for the lease purchase of a 2014 smooth drum vibratory compactor with the following specs. ROPS canopy 4 inches, steel drum, hydraulic drive, no spin differential, and the bolts on pad foot. As for that was the best bid, and the road managers is satisfied with the warranty. 11,000.
Somewhere in the back of
$11,526. That's for the
lease.
for the lease.
Is that okay, Lord? Making sure. It's been made and seconded, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, none, motion passes.
What's the name of the company?
Carol, all of these go to you, right? Or one? Payment of bills. Next item, number 28. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on hold. Okay. Gotta get that, you know that.
Okay, I'll point out items of interest, almost on the bottom of page 1, there's a $5,000 expenditure to Texas Concrete Fix. That 5,000 plus the amounts on page 3 in the 5,240 and the 3,885 right at the top of Texas Concrete Fix. Those three expenditures total 14,125. Those are for the new server in this building, 210 West Calvert, and the sonic wall, and the installation of such. And to the best of my knowledge, everything is up and working fine. Also on page 3, in the same category under capital outlay, our expenditures for the courthouse restoration phase 1A in this cycle are $891.50. And we also have a capital outlay in the amount of $4,075 for the elections administrators department for the panel wall and hinge doors. We go to page 7, under Road and Bridge. The last 8 entries are out of bond monies that total $157,266.24.
It's all the road material.
Total expended in this cycle are $292,270.24.
Well, I saw in here there was a spot on judicial where you charge them for water. I mean, crunchy water and sewer. Is that for this whole building? Or just their ration, proportion?
That would be the juvenile probation
Okay.
departments.
All right,
portion.
that makes sense. Thank you.
Herb, on the question I had asked on 409 non-departmental dental Burnham, that was all okay by you, right?
Judge, I haven't looked, I haven't looked at it yet. Should I do that, or you want me to do that?
Did you look?
I may have signed it, I'm not sure.
Okay, would you mind doing that?
Thank you, Kat, for your signature. I think only board was signed.
That's what I thought, I was not sure. And you want me to look at it again?
Well, I don't have to.
I'll look on that and do it.
Okay, unless we can go in and go through it and then you can look at it afterwards. That way we don't hold up the meeting. I know people are tired and it's already on the
Or we
time.
can pull that bill out and put it in the next cycle.
Let's just do that.
Let's do that.
Pull that bill. Would you, I'll make a motion, we pull that, the bill for Denton Navarro and review the last cycle.
So your motion is to pay all the bills except for that one?
Correct.
Put it to the next one? Thank you. Motion is made and seconded with removing Debs and Navarro, Roach, and Brunel, to Herb Hancock, our county attorney, to accept it. It was okay by him. Been made seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes. Item number 29, report of fees, fines, monies collected by the following departments, the county clerk.
Okay, for the month of February, we collected $55,044.
District clerk? Excuse me?
You're gonna go do it?
Oh, okay.
She gave us a copy. The
Which one is grand total?
Grand total, the district clerk for Denise Rodriguez, Orange County District Clerk, grand total, $34,352.50. But total, absent, there was disbursements of $14,385.99 for total for the month would be $19,956.51.
That's good. Okay, County Attorney.
I think you got it up there.
Do I? Oh, the hot check collections? Total monies collected by County Attorney's Office, 1/1/14 through 1/31/14, $10,237.54. Compare year to date, 1/31/13, $11,041.42. Justice of the peace.
Judge Stewart's office collected $20,719.86. Total retained by the county is $15,934.82. Remitted to the state is $4,785.04. Judge Krizekwa collected $31,993.90. Retained by the county is $19,649.48. Remitted to the state, $12,344.42. My office, we collected $52,433.61. Retained by the county, $41,007.22. Remitted to the state, $11,426.39.
$80,000.
And Judge Sotolo's office, total collected was $6,688.16. Retained by the county, $4,836.72. Remitted to the state, $1,851.44. Questions?
No. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I asked,
Have the special projects report.
yeah. You got it?
We
Yes,
took
I
a
have.
juvenile department.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thought you might skip your shoe.
Okay, juvenile department, the amount of fees should be collected was $40. Percentage of collections was 0. Okay, special projects.
Helen had to leave, so she asked if I could send it. On the permit office, there was a total of 2,900 permits that she collected. The inspector's portion was $1,080. TCEQ portion was $70. The county retained $1,750. On the 911 addressing, there was 51 new requests for addresses, 12 that were modified. Number of database, new private roads was 3, 1 new home, and 3 mobile homes on addresses.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, item number,
Okay, I asked EMS to start providing us a monthly report.
Dennis is ready. He has been just so anxious to get it tonight. He is so excited about his first report.
We'll start having them regularly. Dennis, go ahead, please. Because also I'd like to see the sheriff's office also start providing a monthly report so we can get kind of a, it can be written in.
Since I haven't done one up till now, this monthly report's is basically going to be a 6-month overview since October 1 of kind of what we've done. yesterday. I had asked AR Management, our billing company, to, they send me a monthly report. The last one I got was in the 1st of February, and I had asked them to get me one, and as of 5 minutes ago, she still hadn't sent me one over, so that breaks down our billing a little bit better. But what we have here is our total number of calls, total patient transports, patients that we actually transported and sent out by air. We've done since October 1, 638 calls, and when I say calls, I mean that's dispatched. We've actually done 452 transports where we've actually picked someone up and either taken them to be carried away by airlife or taking them to a hospital. Right now, we're averaging around 5 calls a day. I always get asked about our backup unit, so I just threw that in there. Our backup unit is actually transported, and it says 92 transports that they've done, but that number is probably somewhere around 150 as far as patient contacts, patients assisted with the primary truck. When we have a CPR call, we send both crews. Or a bad wreck, we send both crews. A lot of times that number's not reflected on them. The money collected, this is what I had, and this number is actually a little bit higher because there are some checks that are sitting there waiting to go by. Medicare, the last the Medicare that I have on the explanation of benefits that I received is through August 2013. Year to date, we've collected $58,838.27. And there were only 25 runs on those EOBs prior to October the 1st. I like to try to keep something that separated out there. Other insurance, October 1, year to date, it's been $43,034.87 for a total of $101,873.14. That number comes out to about $225 call average of actually transporting. That number's low. It's going to be lower in an EMS setting due to the high amount of non-insured people that we have. I was waiting to see kind of a write-off report or collections report, I guess is what we should call it, on people who have not paid and probably won't pay historically, and what we can do to get that money recouped. A couple of other things. We just received a grant from STRAC, which is our South Texas Trauma Coordinating Body. We just received $6,562 for them. We're going to use that for the software purchase for our electronic patient care reporting. This patient care reporting system will take away our paper, having to write it out, it'll all be computerized. Then when they're done and it's okayed and it's sent, a copy gets sent to the hospital, a copy gets sent to the billing company, and a copy gets sent to our trauma reporting, which this county's not done trauma reporting in the last 3 years, and that's a state mandated requirement. So we're trying to get that back on track. And through that trauma reporting, we've also, I can't tell you a definite number, but we've lost a lot of money that we can't get because we're not reporting on trauma. The amount of trauma that we do is crazy for this size county. So anyway, that's something we're doing. We already have the notepads We're working on getting the Wi-Fi for the trucks. And then we're gonna be getting all the stuff and all the training done in the next couple of weeks. I put staffing down on there in case anybody was kind of wondering how many people we had working. I have 5 paramedics, 2 intermediates, one of those including is myself. One of the paramedics is actually a PRN, fill-in paramedic. And then I have 3 basic level EMTs. And right now we're staffing 2 MICU crews 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A couple of things that we're looking at going forward. First and foremost is our building is, I mean, yes, the crews are moved out and we're officing in the trailer house, and that's great. But the old building is still crumbling down around us, and we're trying to manage that the best we can. The last rain shower we had this past weekend gave us a good 2.5 inches of water that ran through our building. And that's not good when we're talking about, not only do we have lots of dollars worth of equipment in there that we're having to keep up off the ground, it's not good health-wise because there's no telling what we're talking about, mold and dust. And I mean, my guys can't clean in there without having a full body suit on because it sticks to your clothes. You can't get it off. It's miserable. And so, you know, we're working on, we work daily on cleaning something out of that building, and it's a nightmare. Something else that's coming pretty quickly, we only have 2 ambulances, and when we're running 2 ambulances 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the amount of calls that we're doing those ambulances maintenance-wise are not gonna last long. Right now, I have no backup. I have asked for a Frazier for a quote on an ambulance that's just exactly like the one we bought, or they bought in 2012, just an updated quote. The thing about the Frazier ambulances is when one of those, the chassis goes out, those things are tough enough. You can just have them remounted at a cost of about $30,000 versus the cost of $100,000 for a brand new unit. And that's kind of what we're looking at. We do have Unit 916 is not it's not a young pup by any means anymore. We're having some maintenance issues with it right now. Most are minor, so we're able to get it in, get it fixed real quick, and get it back with, you know, minimal disruptance. But, you know, the last thing that I want to do is not have a crew on the road because I don't have an ambulance running. So I think that's something we need to look at in the near future, be it through an emergency type amendment deal or whatever we need to do. But the old unit 914 it's there. Most of the doors don't close on it. It's the motor knocks. It's not a good truck. And we've taken that off of our books already.
When you're talking about remounting, they're designed to remount on a...
Yes. Well, the chassis, it's just that body, they're so advanced now that body mounts on the chassis, it plugs in, they put all the electronics in the chassis.
The box by itself.
Yeah, the box by itself is what I'm talking about when I say that. But those are designed, Frazier ambulances are by far the premier ambulance out there, and they're not the highest at all, but they're very well maintained and very well done. We build them right down the road in Houston over here, so we're real pleased with the one that we have. I mean, they're very easy, very user friendly for us to perform daily maintenance on. When small things happen, they're not hard to maintain at all. That's kind of why we like those kind of trucks, and they're pretty durable. I mean, you know what? I mean, what's this whole day been about? The whole county roads. I mean, we bounce down them every day, so those trucks take a beating, and you know, like I say, we're getting to that point where, you know, not be able to wait till the next budget cycle, because we're right now, if I have a transmission go out on a truck, and we're down to one ambulance for the whole county for weeks, couple of weeks. So, you know, that's something we need to look at pretty hard. That in the building, you know, I've seen Shelby several times in the past couple of weeks, and we've discussed it. If anything else with our building, I know our funding's down on that, but we need to maybe, if we don't do anything more than build a pad this year, let's build a pad, and then let's get funding for the next round and build the walls. You know, we just need some progress. You know, we're holding that building up with broomsticks and engine and you know, engineering, and we completely replaced the center column between those doors, and but then we replaced the center column with a wood column. Now the side columns are starting to come loose, so you know, it's in bad shape. Other than that, I really don't have anything else. We had already discussed a kind of first response vehicle, administrator type vehicle before. Still haven't finalized anything on getting quotes for that to bring back, but we're working on those. And that's all I have. Anybody got any questions?
Thank you. Item number 30, report from Road and Bridge Department, Ronnie Mitchell.
Y'all have it up
Going by location.
there? Yes.
Is there a report from Auditor's Office, Luana?
First off, on the very back, I have paper clipped an extra page, which is a correction to the January 31st report that I presented. Some corrections were done to our computer-generated report, and I failed to update my total county funds available on my items of interest on that report, so therefore I wanted to give you this corrected figures. On the report for the month ending February 28th, buys in my computer-generated reports match. Pete had asked me a question as to why my dollars differ from buys, and I guess he's talking about on my items of interest when I tell y'all how much county funds are available. In a computer-generated report, it reports all monies that we take care of for the county as well as juvenile probation. So that's why there's a difference in the total dollars. Go to the items of interest page on this month's report, February 28th. Total county funds available are $39,133,372.71. The total county funds invested February 28th, 2014, $39,234,373.61. Total non-invested funds is a negative $101,000.90. Sales tax receipt in February 2014, $683,014.85. Sales tax receipt in the same period for 2013, $835,828.84. A decrease of approximately 18.28%, or $152,813.99. I again have the notation on here about the hot check clerk reimbursement due to the county for fiscal year 13 in the amount of $2,351.25. Herb addressed that earlier in an item that he will get on the agreement so he can reimburse the county on those funds.
ma'am. Status report on county personnel policies, shall we do it?
I do my departmental report.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. And I would like to, if possible, be added to the monthly reports because I do want to make sure that you guys know what's going on in our department as it affects, all of our citizens and that type of thing. So the joint primary elections went relatively smoothly. I want you to be aware there were 3 individuals that went through, cast a ballot, and they cast it before they intended. I've explained it all to the district attorney because he was questioned about it as well. He thought it was some machine problem, but it's not. A person has to definitely answer, yes, I do want to. So that means they have a couple of opportunities to back out before they cast that ballot accidentally. So just so you know, and that's the way that the process goes, and there's no way to cancel that ballot after. And so if we were to just allow them to re-vote, we would be afraid of a double vote. So but I did want you to be aware of it because I do know that even some of those complaints did go to the district attorney. Per the judges that were at all of the different places, I got from them that there were no major complaints. They said that there were, of course, this was the first bigger election we used in November, but the first big election that we used, the new equipment, the hard equipment, all digital, digital and no paper ballots. And so I was a little concerned about that. And so, made sure that we trained our judges really well on how to use the machines and did make sure that we had personnel enough to cover, having someone out on the floor if that was needed or whatever to give extra assistance to voters. But in the end, from what they told me, even the ones that I didn't hear any real complaints. That's just what I didn't hear. So if there are them out there, I want to state publicly, please let me know. But they did state to me that there were a few that were a little cautious of using the machines at first, but after they used them said, man, that was easy. And I know that's what we had in early voting. There were some that even said it was easier than paper ballots because, you don't have to color in the box just right and all of those kinds of things. So I just wanted to let y'all be aware of that. And also, I did hear this morning from the Republican chairperson, Rita Jordan, that she had gotten an email from someone, so she's following up on that said that she had some complaints in precinct 4, but I don't know what those complaints are, and I asked her, if she wanted me to follow up or she wanted to. She's going to follow up, and then she'll get with me and let me know what those are, and I'll possibly talk to this individual as well to make sure we don't have any of that going on. And then I just wanted to publicly thank everyone who helped, especially, of course, all of our judges and clerks that were out there on Election Day. We had some awesome people helping. I think it went really well. My office personnel, of course, and then we had a couple of people who came in and helped in the evening. I really appreciated that. And of course, we have an early voting ballot board. The ladies were here from a little bit after 1 on and helped through the night to get all that done. So that I really, really appreciated that. But I wanted to give a special thanks to the sheriff's office for their deputies were so professional and assisted so well with my personnel and with the entire process that it really did go very, very smooth, much more smoothly than it would have had we have not had them. They did an awesome job even helping load and unload our equipment from the judges, which they didn't have to do. So anyway, I had my boys up here to help do that, and my boys also stated that everybody was so friendly and helpful, and so I just wanted to publicly thank you guys very much for everything that y'all did. I do want to make sure that everybody's aware we are going to do the canvass of votes on Thursday at 5:30 in my office. The Republican Party chair and the Democratic Party chair are the individuals responsible for doing that canvass. It doesn't come to the Commissioner's Court for this election, but I just wanted you guys to be aware, and that is a public meeting. It's posted at the front of the building, and so public is available. public is allowed in the meeting, I'm sorry. And so we're doing that Thursday at 5:30 PM. If I have to move it out of my office, I'll move it somewhere where we'll have enough room for everybody. And I would really hope that that would be nice to see. But, and then did want to give just a quick update on the vote by mail, because that's still an issue, but it seems to be going away a little bit at a time. We made sure that the paper was very generous in assisting us, and I wrote an article, and I think we ran it 2 or 3 times before the election to get more people aware. So I had, I think, over 120 initially asking for applications, 113 that actually got ballots, and 93 of those were received by election day, the ballots. So the process went really smoothly for those who participated in it. I did have a few applications that came in after the cutoff, and so those individuals I sent letters to say, you were too late for the cutoff for this one, that those individuals will be able to vote by mail because luckily, or the majority of them will, if they, now that the law has changed to allow for an annual election, they can do that, and as long as I'm the early voting clerk, they will get a ballot for that particular election for that 1 year, and then every year they'll need to renew that. And so I was talking to Carol, I was trying to come up with some ideas to, make sure that everybody's aware, and so for sure, I know that at the, close to the end of the year, I will send postcards to those people who have already asked for one this year, make sure they know they need to ask for it again, and make sure they, I can send them another ballot by mail and, or application at the very least. And then also would like to do some sort of a maybe campaign targeted at the 65 and older voters and send to them a little postcard or something. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to look into that. And I just want to kind of let y'all know that we're thinking about that. And then also I was notified, I think election day or maybe the day after, from the city of Kennedy that they were expecting to be able to use our voting equipment like they've always done, and we don't have that same equipment. And so also Kennedy ISD about the same time came into my office. They must have come in the day after. Anyway, but so those are 2 entities also that we're going to end up having to do or hopefully doing contracts with. And so hopefully I will have those to present to you before the next Commissioners Court. I haven't been able to get back with either one of those parties, or they haven't gotten back to me when I inquired, as a return from their first inquiry type of thing. So anyway, I will follow up on that, and hopefully we'll have those other contracts as well. And then there's just one item that I do want to make sure that you guys are aware of, just in the interest of full disclosure. If I don't tell you, people might expect that you know, but, and it may not be a big deal, but I have the election judges that worked, and this happened back in November to me also, but it was even worse in November. I'll tell you that in a minute. But so they don't get paid for like almost a full, it's close to a full month before they get paid. So our election was on the 4th and 5th. Yeah, I've already forgotten. 4th, okay. And that was the cutoff date to get bills before you here, but obviously I couldn't do that because the election was held until 9 o'clock. We were here till 9 o'clock that night or whatever. And so, so those bills are not going to, be paid for this run, and they won't be. They'll be on your list, hopefully, if I did all my paperwork right, at the next Commissioners Court meeting. And so those individuals, they have to wait almost a month for their checks. We're already paying them a little amount, and I just want you to know, because I did lose a couple of judges for that reason, but I have to tell you that the November one was it came out worse, and it was, I'm not sure whose fault, but anyway, the cutoff again was on election day. It was on election day, and then, so I couldn't present them at the very first November meeting, and then we had a no meeting. I think that was the one, right? A no meeting, and so those election workers didn't get paid for almost 2 months. And then, it's such a small amount of money. They were expecting to be paid by Christmas. I didn't see any reason why they wouldn't have been paid by Christmas. But, so I just want you guys to be aware of those kinds of things and how, that affects us, the way that sounds. And that's it.
I got a quick couple of questions.
Okay.
One, on my little calendar here, it says this March is the first month Commissioners Court may make a determination of whether the county election precincts comply with law and make boundary changes.
March of odd years I can do.
Is it the odd years?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I am planning to look at that next year.
Okay, and also, why didn't we have early voting on Saturday?
I just didn't schedule it, and nobody had mentioned it to me.
I thought it was statewide, did everybody?
No, the only ones that are required is if your population is, I believe it's like over 50,000, and if it's under that, then you would need to be petitioned by a certain number of people. But also, that's the law, but obviously if Commissioner's Court had told me to do it, and I know you didn't know to tell me and I didn't know to ask, so it was
I've had some people ask me as well.
Right, exactly, and I just never even thought about it. It runs for 2 weeks and,
We can do it the next time.
Yeah, exactly. And so I apologize.
Okay, no problem, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Status report on county personnel policy.
Okay, last month we approved some changes and there were some questions about, y'all like to see within a proposed new format. Vi had reformatted, everybody's got their book. I think the department heads will be getting their book shortly.
But once it goes in front of Commissioner's Court to accept the entire book.
End of the month, we'll look at, y'all can look at, we'll make a determination to accept the book as it is.
Yes, everybody got a copy. We had UPS store went in and formatted it for me and then bound and for all the department heads and then each of the county employees will get their own copy. But once Commissioner's Court at the end of March accepts it and approves it, the new one, then we'll head down.
Okay.
Will
Thank
the
you, Bob.
department heads get to see it before they approve it or not?
No.
Okay. I would ask that maybe we could
Why?
at least
Because
to
we have
look
a
at
policy
it
manual.
and just to give, you don't want feedback from people, evidently.
We have a policy manual, a personnel policy manual committee, and we've been working on this for probably a good year already. And so that's where
Yeah, and I understand that, but I just think it's good to go to your department heads and say, this is what we have, because there's lots of experience out there, people who haven't maybe worked for the county, but they've been other places, and maybe can make suggestions. It's just a suggestion. If y'all don't want to do it, it's fine. I don't have a
But then
problem.
again, we have department heads. Every department has, and of course yours office wasn't there when we were doing this. Every department has a representative. Like the JPs, I think Daisy did the JPs and Donald was the constable. Every department has a representative. We all went through it page by page. We had TAC come down twice. So it'll, once you guys approve it, then we'll do that. Okay?
It's still gonna be a work in progress.
Yeah, every time there's legislature, there's laws that are changed, we have to update, Family Medical Leave Act, Military Leave Act, Safe Harbor, a lot of the changes that are in here, that's some of those stuff that, with the law that got changed.
Thank you, Mike. The report from Pete, he's not here, so I don't know if he has a report on attic status report. And report on waste and recycling center. I don't have nothing to report, just that the tires are really stacking up. I'm gonna have to order a truck to come and pick up the tires. Maybe 1 or 2 trucks, I'm not sure, but I'll order one to begin. Report on the permits?
All right, permits, since I was absent in January, I'll report that we took in 90,500 on the permits in January, and the month of February was 59,341. So it's been pretty good.
I talked with Helen, she's had some conversation with Conoco Phillips. She's still having an issue with them getting information about the floodplains and stuff, and they've told her within 60 days they should have most of their stuff. We're working with them. This has been going on since October.
Yeah, they've been button heads with, we're
She finally got a contact, and I think they're working with her.
I think we've had a really, really good meeting. I don't know, Mrs. Moore, did you have anything to say? You said you're part.
I was on public comment.
Okay.
I signed the paper to the beginning. Did you not get it?
Here, I came in late, I
Sure,
thought you
go
already
ahead.
done that, so I'm sorry.
You know what? That was my mistake, Mrs. Moore. I made that mistake. I didn't go back. I did not go back to citizens to be heard. That's totally my fault. Blame it on me. That's my mistake.
Well, I'm here again.
I
I'm here to
apologize.
speak about the trash issue. And I just wanted to say that I spoke with you right before the meeting. You knew that I was going to speak.
I am so
And that's okay,
sorry.
that's okay.
I'm sorry.
But I just want
My
to say
fault.
that I think it's very important that we have our citizens to be heard at the beginning of the meeting while there, there's other people in here. So the people that are here may be able to possibly help with some solutions to some of the problems. As you know, this is not my first time to be here to speak on the trash issue. This has been going on almost 2 years, and I feel like it is only, there are blinded eyes turning to the solution, and the problem is only getting worse. And I understand, I sat through the whole meeting, and I come to the majority of the meetings. And so, there's so many other issues, and I can see where the trash issue is getting pushed back. However, nothing has happened. It's been over 2 years, and nothing has happened. And you try living across from a major truck stop with all this trash coming in. And my husband and I are paying people to pick this trash up. We are doing it. This is our private property. We as landowners should not have to be picking up after all the trucks that are coming through this county. I have offered my help to Commissioner's Court and to the citizens of what can we do to solve this problem. I've read 2 books. One, Shelby gave me a book, and I've spoken with Mr. Hancock, and I've spoken with Mr. Holland and Kennedy. Yeah, everything, yeah, this is bad, yeah. The laws are there. There do not need to be made any laws. Those laws are there. They are not being enforced. And I know that we have to go after other things. And I know that we have all this stuff. I live on that highway, and I know what's there. Believe me, I know. I hear the sirens. I hear this. I understand it. And I'm not trying to stifle development. Like I was saying, these people here that are living in their homes, that they're going, maybe some of them will lose because of development. Be ready to accept what's going to come your way, because it is a major change. What is we as citizens, what are we doing to try to step forward? Yes, I'm upset, and I think it's a shame that after 2 years, we have still yet found to find any kind of solution to what's going on. And my question is, when or if, or is it going to be anything done to help this issue? Does anybody in here have any suggestions?
I think we need to have a Pride in Karnes County Day. Each commissioner needs to have a meeting with their constituents in their area and say, okay, on the first Saturday in May, we're going to go together in our precinct and pick up trash. It's a Pride in Karnes County Day, and see what happens.
There's a liability issue on having citizens out there.
I'm sorry?
You take it there.
Get the people on community service to go pick up the trash.
Some come, some
It's not
don't.
just in
It's
the county
hard
that
like
there's a problem
that.
with trash.
Oh,
I know, it is.
This is not just in Karnes County, this is in every county with Eagle Ford.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, somebody has to be the leader and step up and help this situation. I had a man call me the other day, and I told you this story. David Bianchi John was driving down the highway, and a truck was throwing out, bunches of boxes were flying out into the highway in front of Sonic. And he pulls the guy over and he says, listen, he says, you lost all these boxes. He says, I don't have any boxes. He says, sure you don't, because you left them in front of the Sonic on the highway and these cars are dodging them, These are issues that, we're laughing at it, but you know what? Somebody could be harmed, and it's no longer, and I am not an ecologist person, but it is no longer just an eyesore. It is becoming a health issue and a safety issue.
Sheriff, I don't know, and I'm not trying to throw more on the sheriff. They're obviously anti-litter laws.
And that's what the law she was talking about. I think it's the law she was talking about.
If there were a few tickets written, only a few, it's just like speeding. If word will get out a little bit, but as long as you get away with it, you get away with it, you get away with it.
You missed our presentation earlier.
I'm sorry.
The thing is,
We already talked about
yeah,
it.
if trash is dumped, and if we identify some kind of identification of who dumped it, we can, we can try to make contact with them.
It's almost like,
We don't have
it's
that.
almost like,
We
you
can't
have
find
to
it.
build to do, I want to set through a week-long trash class. And then you almost have to build a case like you do a murder case to prosecute.
But the chief had it right, because we talked about years ago about getting some cameras, surveillance cameras, and stick them out there.
And we're gonna work on getting more of those. We're gonna start.
Heck, we got some county roads that they put cameras on, they come by there and know the cameras are there and shoot them out.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing
Let me
more of
tell you
that.
though,
And we're gonna start.
it's not just the dumping though. It is the littering as well. Like, I guarantee you that, because I pick it up, 90% of that trash that I pick up, I can walk in and put on the striped shelves, okay? I can tell you that. So,
Well, you look down the highways, there's speed sacks that blow out of people's trucks and all kinds of stuff. One of our deputies sees that, they ticket them for doing that, for flying trash out of the back. But you actually have to, like Shelby said, you physically see them, yeah. If you don't see it, then it's just like any other
but you
violation.
can, I'm sorry, but I fail to see how, if we have our people out on the roads, and I know we're behind with, certain things, we don't have all of them, but you cannot tell me, I want to know how many people have been ticketed for littering, because you can't tell me that there's not one police officer or somebody that hasn't seen somebody throwing something out of their windows with as much stuff as we have, or blowing out of the backs of their trucks. And I'm not talking about, you stop somebody and you say, well, that's not well, you ticket whoever the responsible driver is.
If we see them, sure, we write them tickets. Also, we videotape them doing it. It makes it even better. All those cars have video cameras in them, so I tell them to videotape them if possible, so we can use that evidence in court, but all the ones we
So,
do.
as a private landowner, should I put up, cameras on my fence line?
You
And
can.
so what am I gonna do with that?
You have the right to do that. If you do that, you call us, we'll send a deputy out there to make a report on that. You can provide us with that evidence, and you can come testify to it that was done on your camera system. We can use
Okay,
that
so
evidence.
I guess I can,
You can do
so
that.
I guess I could put up my cameras and turn them towards stripes to show how much of that trash, because I'm telling you, there's not a single day that I walk out that I don't have ice bags and water containers and stripes, everything.
We'll be glad to work with you any way we can. We'll do that.
Well, and I'm not just saying, it's not just me. I mean, I've driven from Fall City, all over. It's everywhere. I've spoken with Mr. Holly, he has some really good ideas. But yet, that's in the city of Kennedy, but everybody has ideas, but nobody's enforcing anything. Nobody. And that's what my question is. How can we as citizens, we want to accept the stuff that's coming in, yes. And we're dealing with some of the residual results of it too. But yet we still want to keep the integrity of what we've got. So I welcome anybody to, and like I said, the trash committee that was formed has never met. James was supposed to get some information, and I never heard anything back from him.
I explained to her, I apologize to her, I told her I have the information, I have the package, I have no reason, no excuse, I've just been really, really busy and I haven't gotten back with her.
And I'm waiting until after the election, and everybody's busy, but I feel like something needs to happen. Something needs to happen, and I know that I'm not the only passionate person out there about what's going on. Everybody loves the county we live in, or we wouldn't stay here. Everybody wants to see it good, and I don't want to see bad for this county. I love this county, and I know you do too. So if anybody has any kind of ideas, please step forward, and if y'all want to continue with trying to get something going with it, we are looking to you. You are the leaders. You are representing us. You are only as good as the people that are coming to you with the problems to solve. So thank you.
Thank you. Karen?
I'm sorry, but once again, I would suggest that you speak to San Antonio River Authority. I know when I was working there, it was something that they would have put me on, and I would have been responsible for, because it's an issue with the river and the entire environment, and something that they should be passionate about. And we, in San Antonio and Bear County, did form a trash committee, which would be perfect for people like Mr. Moy and some of the others that are in here that are passionate about it. And even at that point, there could be, an avenue possibly for the companies to donate towards this, or even a requirement when they're getting their permits and things like that, a requirement that a certain amount goes towards trash. I don't know, but I would highly suggest that you just ask the San Antonio River Authority and then follow through with them. And, maybe the first couple of meetings is all you'll have to do. And I think they'll take it over, at least, that's what they were about when I worked there. And, I think that they would be a great avenue for you guys, because it's important. It's very important for the environment. And, anyway. That's, again, I know I suggested it once before, and I don't know if it was ever followed through, but that's what I would suggest.
Thank you, Karen. Again, Mrs. Moy, I am very, very sorry, folks. I'm one of the ones that always fight. I fought real hard to have citizens to be heard at the beginning, and I failed this time. I skipped it. I was jumping around, and I apologize to you personally. It was my fault completely, commissioners. They don't have a fault. That's my fault. I should have realized when I was. Last one on the agenda is adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Been made a second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay. Motion passes.
Oh,